Welcome to Record-ology! Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. I'm a little nervous to do this video because of the way that the Victrola one went the other day. I didn't expect it to destroy vinyl, especially considering when I first tested it, when I reviewed it originally a year or two ago, it did fine. It tracked at about 5 grams. It didn't seem to do any damage, but I weighed it again, and it was 7.5 grams, and it carved up Enoch Light. So I got to thinking, what about my Encore? So this is my Encore all-in-one. Now this is really interesting because this is, and by the way, it's not a rebranded Crosley. Crosley doesn't make anything. Neither do most of these companies. A lot of these are Chinese resale units that buy them in bulk. They brand them. This one wasn't even sold as a Crosley or a Victrola. And I've never found one like this. I like the design. I had this in my office for a long time, and it was my little system just to play music in the background before, I had this other stuff, and it does a good job. It was like the second record player. My wife gave me this for Christmas, right before I started the show. In fact, when we started Record-ology, we had this and the little Vibe, and I think that was it. Those were and I thought I was doing good with 2 turntables. I still feel that way, kind of. This is also my first turntable that could do 78 RPM, so I was really excited to play my 78s on it. Oh no, it's not going to damage 78s, and 78s aren't going to damage this because it does have a micro groove. If it had the nicer groove, or the wide groove stylus, which I could get for it, it would sound better, and that's about it. So this one's super, super basic. We got the Chuo Denshi clone cartridge. I think I've replaced the needle on this one. This is the same mechanism that you're going to see in a lot of the wooden all-in-ones because it has a full-size platter. Excuse me. The little portables often use a smaller platter. And that being said, it is a rigid hard plastic platter with the nubs there. These little inset areas are to allow you to grip smaller records from the edges. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the tracking on this. Oh, I was going to say, this wasn't like available. Excuse me. This was not available in very many places, this particular model. This was a mail order catalog. We were doing a lot of mail order catalogs at this point in our life. It's a long story, but I'm not going to go into it right now. But suffice to say, we did a lot of mail order catalogs, and that's how come I got this. So I'm going to put the weight on here. It's going to max out at 5 grams. We're going to zero it out, because this is surely going to track over 5 grams. And now we're going to place our stylus. We're going to have to add 5 to whatever it says here. About 7 grams, so just under 7 grams. So it's a little bit lighter, a half a gram lighter than that Victrola. And hopefully it won't do any damage. I really, really hope not. I do like this unit. I mean, I'm never going to use it as my main unit, but at the same time, I like the styling. I like wooden all-in-ones. I think they're really neat. Let us put this poor record on here once again. And there's no queuing lever. I remember when I got, and my other one didn't have a queuing lever either. The Vibe didn't have a queuing lever. This didn't have a queuing lever. So when I finally got a turntable that had a queuing lever, I felt, yeah, this is real posh. It's all relative. I guess it would help if I turned it on. And what we'll do is this. Let's do what we did with the other unit. We're going to test it with the built-in speakers, and then we're going to hook it up to some higher-end speakers off camera. This won't be like a super high-end test because I have the speakers around the corner. We're using the microphone. But let me change the input to phono. And so the place to watch, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Sorry for the super wide angle. You can see this is where the Victrola, almost said the RCA, where the Victrola did damage. We've damaged that area. So let's damage this area now. Hopefully it won't damage. Okay, that is not the right speed. There we go. Yep, look at that. I hate that. And again, when I first reviewed this, it didn't damage a thing. Is this record just super, like, gentle? I don't even know what the deal is. All right, I'm going to put in the headphone connection, and we're going to listen a little bit more on the Persona speakers here. It's definitely improved. Sad too, because this is a quadraphonic record. Oh boy. Anyway, the reckoning of Record-ology has come. I don't know what to tell you guys. It did not damage when I first reviewed this. One of the hallmarks of this station, of this channel, has always been honesty. I call it like I see it. I have never once uttered an untruth, and I've never faked anything. There's been a couple of times when we review record players that I'll get shots of the needle riding on the vinyl, and I will use separate audio, but that audio is from that record player, and it is true and accurate. I have never fabricated test results. I give it to you like it is. I do look on the optimistic side, the positive side of life. That's who I am. I'm an optimist, and I always will be. I always want to be. I don't want to be a pessimist. And somewhere in between there is realism, right? But when I reviewed this record player, did not do any damage. I never experienced any damage on the records I was using. Now, granted, I was using a lot more thrift store records back then, a lot more used records. This one was in good condition when it came to me. So it could be that. I don't really know. That being said, you saw it. I saw it. It's carving up that record. Not a whole lot. I mean, but an any is too much, right? It wasn't doing it a whole lot, but any is too much. So the Encore, a beautiful unit. It's got CD player. It does have a tape deck around the back, or around the side. It's working perfectly good. A beautiful veneer. I love the furniture aspect of an all-in-one. Cloth grills. No Bluetooth on this, I don't think. I think it predates Bluetooth a little bit. Aux in, headphone jack. Has an AM/FM radio. But yeah, I wouldn't play anything besides, rough condition vinyl on this going forward. There you go. Okay, guys, and that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this show. If you did, give me a thumbs up. But that's going to do it for now. Happy record hunting. We will see you tomorrow.